Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Woo! Again. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. All right, everyone, say hello to your neighbor. All right, where are my clappers? Keep clapping. Here we go. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. Woo! See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Woo! What a way to start a Celebrate Sunday. Mr. Carl Roosing on piano, Kelby McNair on drums, and the VTC Community Choir in the seats. Thank you, everyone. Fantastic. Whew. All right. Oh, just taking a breath here. So before we go on, I would like to ask, is there anyone here for the first time at a Celebrate Sunday? Yes, look at this. We have a few people. Okay, so Jennifer, you've been at Elevate before, so welcome to Celebrate. And Gabriella, you are here with Brenda and Jennifer, so thank you for being here. And Hanako, we met at the bowling party, and so now you're here with Rickie. Awesome. It's so great to have you here. Can we please let these ladies know how delighted we are that they're all here? We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. All right. Always nice to see some new faces. And I have to say, it's nice to see this many faces today. As we put out the chairs yesterday, and then we're thinking about, wow, there's a lot of chairs on the floor here. It's Easter Sunday. Are people going to come? And you did, so thank you. So here we are at Celebrate Sunday, and we are doing the thing that we come to do every single time we come together, and that is to remember that there's only one thing going on. And whether you call it love, whether you call it God, spirit, source, energy, creativity, universe, the quantum field, whatever it is that works for you, this is what we are here celebrating. This is what we are here to remember, to acknowledge, to amplify, to remind ourselves, to remind each other that because this is all that's going on, this is exactly who and what we are. And not just a little of it, and not just sometimes on special occasions like maybe Easter Sunday, but all the time. And guess what? We're the ones who get to decide how much of that allness, how much of that wholeness, how much that incredible power, presence, and profundity we want to experience at any given time. No one is living our life for us. No one is making those decisions for us. We are. So it's all about our participation, our personal responsibility in creating our life experience. So how is that sounding on a Sunday morning here at VTC? Woohoo! Okay, fantastic. All right, and so let us also remember where it is that we are doing this celebrating, this amplifying, this remembering, that we are on the unceded lands of the Lekwungen peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. And if we take a look at a phrase that is on the Songhees Nation's website, we are keepers of the spirit of our ancestors and of the generations to come. We have been here since time immemorial, and we will continue to thrive. And so this is so reminiscent and correlates so beautifully with what it is that we're doing here as a New Thought community, as a New Thought organization that goes back over 100 years. Right now, we look and feel and are showing up very differently than this community and organization did 10 years ago, 50 years ago, 90 years ago. Yet the core principles are still the same. God or love or spirit is all there is. Everyone and everything is that, and it is up to me as to how much of that I want to experience. So we're honoring what has been, we're honoring and opening up to what can be, knowing that just like our theme for 2025, here to thrive in 2025, that is what we are doing. So what an absolute gift and blessing it is to have the opportunity to do so on these lands, to live, breathe, work, play, and co-create together. Haishka. All right. Excuse me. Okay, so we're moving on to our reflective tune. And I'm just going to take a sip of some tea before I sing. And so I do invite you to sing along if you wish.
That's been the wisdom of my heart all along, that inspires and reflects harmony and sacred text. That's been the wisdom of my heart all along. Every moment, every hour, I choose peace. Every day, every way, I choose peace. As I let go of the old and surrender to the new, leave behind what clouds my mind from seeing the truth. As I let go of the old and surrender to the new, leave behind what clouds my mind from seeing the truth.
As I let go of the old and surrender to the new, I leave behind what clouds my mind from seeing the truth. And so as we move into the rest of our time together today, knowing that right here, right now, and always, there is only one thing going on, what an absolute blessing and gift and wondrous opportunity it is to be in every now moment with so much clarity, with so much certainty that love is our true nature. And knowing that as we open up, as we expand our minds, open our hearts, and allow our souls to be further activated by this one incredible dynamism that is infinite in scope, that is creative by nature, that is forever moving and grooving its way in, through, and as everyone and everything, including our very time together today, I feel so blessed, so honored, and so grateful for the opportunity to be here now. And so with so much reverence, with so much trust and faith, and knowing that today's Celebrate Sunday is the most beautiful and loving one yet, I release my word as law, knowing that love is all there is, and that our time together today is pure love expressing, and so it is. In every breath, every pulse, I am love. With every thought, every word, I am love. As I yield unto my heart, I can feel my soul revealed. In the grace of this space, I am loved. As I yield unto my heart, I can feel my soul revealed. In the grace of this space, I am loved. In the grace of this space, I am loved. In the grace of this space, I am loved. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, everyone, for your consciousness. All right. So just taking a moment to pause, to switch gears, switch mics. And so this month's theme is forgiving. And part of it is because there were many themes of forgiveness that were coming up in various 9D sessions that I was doing, the breath work that I facilitate here and elsewhere. And then I also felt that there was some forgiving that needed to happen in this space. And so there's a class that's going on right now every single Saturday. We did class 2 yesterday, and it's going to go on for another 6 weeks. But to anchor the rest of us who aren't necessarily in that class, who aren't experiencing 9D breath work, there is an affirmation to go with our theme this month. And it is, as I intentionally release resentment, anger, and revenge about the past, I more consciously embody the certainty that love is my true nature. And I see someone smiling and closing their eyes at the back, and that just warms my heart. So now is an opportunity for 1 or 2 people to share, just very briefly, what this is feeling like for you, how this is informing your life this month so far. So who would like to be the first person to share just a little nugget or insight or experience about forgiving, or the affirmation, or both? Come on up, Teresa. Thank you.
Was I the person with
You were the
closed
one.
eyes and a smile? How beautiful. All healing, in my experience, for me and others, involves forgiveness. It kind of has to, and it's so beautiful when, for instance, I can move to a place of authentic forgiving of myself, another person, another thing, whatever. Then it creates this beautiful space where, like, grace and loving kindness just naturally flows in on its own. And on the front side of that, that's not why I do meditation or forgiveness practices, but it's such like a sweet reward at the end. And then that's exactly what it is, that the love is my true nature. Okay. Happy
Beautiful.
Easter, everybody.
Beautiful, thank you. Yeah, okay. Who else would like to offer something? All right. Oh, Jess, yeah, thank you.
So, do I have to use this?
Yes, so people online can hear. You don't have to stand here, but yes.
Okay. So it was just really something simple as we were reading through. So as an attuned empath, where this was really showing up as we repeated this affirmation was through the hip area. So my invitation to you is that, like, I'm fortunate I don't have hip issues, but I will walk by people and feel, the hip kind of flare up, or what's the word? Just like, and so it just tunes me in. And quite often in that moment, I just ask Spirit to just watch over them, their angels, their guides, who's ever looking after them, and to just honor them with some sort of sacred truth that will support their healing path and their wisdom. So just, if anyone's suffering any hip issues, or it just really came through very strongly for me as we read this affirmation. So.
Thank you. I can mention, I have a tight hip. All right. Okay, thank you very much for those beautiful shares. And so I invite you to, Kelby, are you going to need this mic for the next? I think you are. I invite you to continue opening up to the theme of forgiving, how that is informing your life, and to what this affirmation stirs in you, and see what it is that requires some tender, loving attention. Okay? So now we move on to the feature tune with Carl and Kelby, and I will let Kelby introduce the tune. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. You may notice that I have an incredibly low voice this week. I've discovered something called hay fever. I highly recommend it if you're going to do a Barry White tribute or anything. But it's very fun. So, in reflecting on the theme, I was thinking that sometimes when you're a little bit squished down by feelings that you don't notice, that are kind of weighing you down, it's almost like there's a fog around you. You can't see clearly, and then when that fog lifts, all of a sudden, the world is much brighter. So this song speaks to that theme. It's an old tune, I think from 1946, by George and Ira Gershwin. I hope you enjoy. I was a stranger in the city. Out of town were the people I knew. I had that feeling of self-pity. What to do, what to do, what to do. The outlook was decidedly blue. But as I walked through the lonesome streets of town, it turned out to be the luckiest day I've known. A foggy day in London town had me low and it had me down. I view the morning with alarm. The British Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wonder, could this thing last? But the age of miracles. It hadn't passed, for suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town, the sun was shining everywhere. Foggy day in London town. That's Carl Rusing. It had me low and it had me down. I view this morning with alarm, for the BC Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wonder, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, for suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town, and through foggy London town, and through foggy London town, the sun was shining
Mr. Carl Rusing on piano and Kelby McNair vocals and drums. Fantastic, gentlemen. Thank you so much. You can go ahead and have a seat if you like. Be a bit of time before there's some more music. Okay, so I mentioned earlier on, just a few moments ago, that there was some 90 breathwork happening here this weekend. There's a forgiveness class happening here this weekend. And so yesterday for me felt like a very profound day. I got up really early so that I could be prepared, because once I left, that was it. I wasn't home until after the class, and so like after 6:30 in the evening sort of thing. But as I sat here during the 90 transformational breathwork, where the theme was reprogramming the subconscious mind, and it was the very first journey that I offered that was more of a down regulation journey, so it wasn't all super active breath and getting into non-ordinary states of consciousness by intentional hyperventilation. This was super deep and slow and low, and it was incredible. And so we had a full house, excuse me, and afterwards, during the shares, there was so much that was offered. And there was like the spectrum of people who were in euphoria and joy, and then other people who were in extreme pain and sorrow and not being able to understand what was going on for them and why couldn't they get past, a certain thing. Intellectually, they know, they're taking all the steps, they're doing all the reading, taking all the action sort of thing, and yet life can still feel so hard. And it reminds me of a client that I was working with recently as well. And I've gone through this. I've stood on this stage and talked about life is hard for myself. And I can say that throughout my 7 years of spiritual and consciousness studies, when I started out with the foundational classes, and then moving on to only 3 months before graduating as a minister, only 3 months before, after those like 6.5 years plus, finally, it felt like for me, the stuff that I had been studying and practicing up here was starting to drop down into here and integrate in the entire body instead of just being all up here. Because for those of you familiar with science of mind can be a very intellectual pursuit, right? But even towards the end of his life, Ernest Holmes, who was the author of Science of Mind and many other books and the founder of religious science, part of the New Thought movement, the global movement, he opened up his heart that much more. He became more poetic and softer in his writing towards the end of his life. But a lot of the stuff, including the text, I mean, it's not really a text, but it kind of is, the big fat book called The Science of Mind, it can be very like in your brain, in your mind sort of thing, very, very intellectual. And so what was so neat yesterday was during the 9D journey share and then during the forgiveness class, how much honesty, how much authenticity, how much vulnerability was being offered by the participants. It floored me. Like, I just thought, I look forward to the day when we have the values compass here and maybe we have the statements on the wall over there for everyone to like see and be reminded of all the time. Because the values compass that came out of the visioning forums that we did last year shows that this community is about embodiment. That is the purpose of our community, to walk the talk, to feel God, spirit, source, universe, whatever it is that you call it, in your bones, in your cells, at the atomic and subatomic level, to feel it, not just to know about it, to think about it, to read about it, to talk about it, but to feel it, to be it as you're moving from one now moment to the next and the next and the next. And that's what was happening yesterday through breath work in the morning and through awareness and forgiveness in the afternoon. And so I have to say, I felt so proud of what is happening in this community. So proud that there are people who are members, who are non-members, people who come once in a while, people who just attend the events, but not necessarily the in-house events, who still feel comfortable enough to share the depth of what was being shared yesterday. They feel safe here. They feel connected. They feel like they belong. And so speaking to connection, that's one of the 4 pillars on our values compass. And the statement to go with connection is the one that we had in our meditation this morning, which is, we nurture relationships and curate experiences that cultivate wholeness. That's what it's all about. And if we replace the we in that statement with I, that's something that we get to do every single moment of every single day. And we're the ones who get to decide how much of that wholeness that we truly are that we want to experience at any given moment. And so yesterday, wow, I saw it in spades. I felt it. I experienced it. I marveled at it. And I just felt so grateful to be part of this unfolding, to be part of this evolution, to be part of this emergence that is known as VTC. So this morning, as I was leaning into what it was that wanted to be shared, knowing that it is Easter Sunday, what was coming up for me was, and I don't know if anyone is going to get this reference, but the audiophile in the back row might, one of my favorite bands in the 80s and 90s was Ministry. Yes, a nodding head. Okay, and it was so funny that it came up today because it was the song that came up first, Every Day is Halloween. And as I'm hearing the song going through my head, I'm like, oh my God, the name of the band is Ministry. And so this song was one of their more melodic songs because they were really like an industrial metal goth band. And they just got harder and harder, but with melody and harmony, which is what I appreciated, harder and harder as they went along. And so this Every Day is Halloween was going through my head. And that song is about a guy who shows up the way he shows up, and then there are people who make assumptions about him. And the whole song is about show up as you truly are, regardless of what other people think of you, regardless of what other people's expectations are, what they want you to be, their opinions, all that kind of stuff. And so it's just like, I just want to live my life the way I want to live my life. I want to live my life in alignment with who and what I truly am. And so as this every day is Halloween was coming up for me, I was also thinking about, well, there are a lot of people celebrating Easter today, and what is Easter Sunday about? It's about resurrection. And resurrection means coming back to life from death, right? But what it also means is rebirth, right? And when it comes to rebirth, do we have to wait for Easter Sunday to be reborn? Just like you don't have to wait until New Year's Day to make a resolution, you don't have to wait until Easter Sunday for a rebirth. Because every single now moment is a brand spanking new opportunity to be born again, to remember who we are, to show up as the love that we truly are, to live life lovingly, Emma Smiley, to live with the certainty that love is our true nature, VTC today, to know that no matter what is going on around us, that we are always choosing how to show up, how to create our life experience, based on all of this or based on this. And that's what today is about. But it's not just today, it's every moment, it's every day. And so the title of my talk is, Every Moment is Easter Sunday. And I have a mushroom on there. Because I was thinking of what to me signifies almost like a momentary change. Have you ever walked out in your yard and there's nothing, and then rain falls and you're like, oh my God, there's mushrooms everywhere, right? Almost instantaneously they're there. And so that just made me think of how instantaneously we can choose something different. We can choose something new. We can focus our attention on who and what we truly are and show up as that in the grace of this space, or we can continue to get caught up in everything that is going on around us. And so that's what yesterday was about for me. Yesterday, I just felt so moved by the certainty, by the clarity that people were feeling and experiencing, even when there were tears flowing, that they were certain and they were clear that this is a safe space where they belong, where they feel connected, where they feel empowered. And that is what VTC is all about. And so what an absolute gift it was yesterday to see this in action in two different circumstances. And so in between, because there was some time in between, then what Glenn and I did, which a couple of people did, was scoot down to Russell Books because someone in the back row there had a book signing, Brenda, St. Louis. And so we went to visit Brenda at Russell Books and talked to her for a little bit and then wandered around the store. And what I ended up finding was this little, a graphic guide, okay? It's wild, these, cartoons and graphic pages and whatever. But there was one on here that really caught my eye, and I didn't write down the page number. But in the store, I spent $10 just so I could have access to this one graphic that's in here, because it reminded me so much of our journey and why it can feel like, I can't even find it right now, why it can feel that life is so hard. And so in there, they talk about how there is this path of sickness, of torture, of death, and then rebirth. And as we're on our journey of discovery, self-discovery, rediscovery, because who and what we are is who and what we are all the time, period, end of sentence. It never changes. Our experience of it changes, our remembrance of it, our relationship to that knowing changes, but the thing itself is the thing itself, okay? Universe is universe, God is God, spirit is spirit, all the time. It's we who experience God, spirit, source, universe, whatever, differently. And so in this, I thought, yeah, that's it. There's like a sickness at the beginning where it's like, something isn't right. There's something different. There's something more, And so I feel like uncomfortable. I feel kind of nerpy because I know that there's something more to me than like just this, right? And then once you start to learn, once you start to explore, and you're kind of feeling like, oh yeah, this feels really good. Like I know stuff now. I'm aware of stuff now. Then all of a sudden, life can start to fall apart. And you're like, oh my God, what is going on? I thought this was supposed to be helpful. I thought the clearer that I get about who and what I truly am, life is supposed to get easier. But it can often unravel because this is growth, right? And that growth can feel so uncomfortable. It can feel so discombobulating. It can feel like torture, right? But the further you go along that journey of opening, of awareness, of understanding, the more you realize, even as you're feeling that life is super hard and how am I ever going to get through this? And then, oh my gosh, this is torture. There is still that in you that knows this is growth. This is expansion. This is an opportunity to move beyond the comfort zone that we've been in for however long, because that comfort zone can no longer contain that wholeness, that allness that we truly are. And so that's when we got to let it. That's when we got to surrender. And that is when we die as who and what we are in that moment. And as soon as we die, we are reborn. Because the container that was holding us before no longer exists. And that wholeness and allness now has more space to be unleashed out into the world, out into our experience. And that's part of what I was feeling and experiencing and so moved by here yesterday. And so again, so grateful for the opportunity to be here, to be part of the leadership that is shepherding, the space and the container for this evolution, this revolution, it feels like sometimes. But ultimately, it comes down to everyone who's sitting here, including me, everyone who's watching online, everyone who has any connection to VTC. Because like I said at the AGM a few weeks ago, for those of you who weren't here, the legacy of Emma Smiley is not a building, it's not a park, it's not a playground, it's not anything concrete. It's each and every individual in this community. It's how you live your life. It's how you embody this, live life lovingly. It's how often you consciously choose to remember, I am God. And so is everyone and everything. That's the legacy, and we get to choose to live it every moment of every day. So what I want to end with here is that it comes down to choice and perspective. Always choice and perspective, okay? Because we're choosing all the time, whether we're aware of it or not. And so our job is to become more aware, more conscious of our choices. And we need to, as we become aware that our perspective is the lens through which we experience everything. It's the lens that we use to create our life. So we receive and we give through that lens. And if that lens is anything less than wholeness, allness, love, compassion, joy, forgiveness, infinite potentiality, we got to clean that lens, or we got to get rid of it altogether. So as we continue along our spiritual journey, whether we're building community, leaning into the wisdom of an 80s industrial metal goth classic, or observing Easter Sunday in some form, we are choosing how to live based on what we are paying attention to, consciously or unconsciously. To conform or not to conform, to struggle or to surrender. And so our work is to remember that Easter Sunday isn't just once a year. Every moment is an Easter Sunday, a brand new opportunity to remember who and what we truly are, to consciously experience the infinite potentiality of our being, and to live with certainty that love is our true nature. Thank you, and so it is. Oh, thank you. I just love you guys. Okay, so now it's time for some conscious conversation, and what I will offer is that this isn't necessarily for everyone, okay? So if you don't feel like you want to get in a little group of 3 or 4 and unpack some of the stuff that's been coming up, during Celebrate today, that's okay. You can go ahead a little walk. There's some stuff to look at on the blue table over there. There's some clipboards that we're going to put out to sign up for committees and be more involved. But for everyone else who is interested in, there's some stuff I want to like get into and marinate on together with some people, I invite you to pick up your chairs, just get into little groups of 4, and we'll spend about 10 minutes in conscious conversation, and I'll ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. Okay? Thank you. All right, everyone, come on back. All right, time for some blessings and affirmations to be spread among the land. You're welcome. Okay, so as you are receiving your blessings and affirmations, then I'm going to ask, how are people feeling right now? Hands up, right on, woo, clapping, fantastic. Uplifted, joyful, abundant, awesome. Okay, so I'm loving the word abundant because that abundance, that joy, that upliftment, that hands in the air, waving like you just don't care, then that all comes from this eternal wellspring that never runs out. Okay, so whatever it is, however it is that you're feeling, that energy is always, always there, and that energy is something that you can share. And one amazing way that you can share is by offering a blessing in the form of a donation. And so there are different ways to donate. And there are cards, there are envelopes, there's a merchant machine, there's a silver bowl. You can do an online e-transfer, and your donations help us to continue doing this kind of stuff, offer the kind of programming, offer the kind of space, cultivate the kind of space and experiences that cultivate wholeness, right? So however it is that you are offering and being generous of your spirit, let us read this abundance blessing with enthusiasm. Maybe place your hands on your heart, and let's do it together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. And so let us each... info@victoriatruthcenter.com, e-transfer. So let us just close our eyes or lower our gaze for a moment and remain steeped in gratitude and appreciation for this generosity of spirit that is flowing forth, knowing that every single thought, every single word, every single action step associated with abundance and prosperity and wholeness goes forward to heal, prosper, and bless. And so as we give, we receive, and as we receive, we can give even more. So for all of the abundance that is present, for all of the prosperity consciousness that is being embraced and embodied right here, right now, knowing that there is always, always more, I simply say thank you for it all. Thank you, and yes, please, to more, as the law of circulation is always in effect. So thank you for all the blessings, for all the gifts, for all the abundance, and together we affirm, and so it is. Just a handful of announcements because we're coming to the end of the month. Healing Circle today at 12:15 to 1 p.m. And as of May, every first and third Sunday. So twice a month, we're going to be doing a Healing Circle here. So if you haven't been yet, please come. It is a beautiful, powerful 45 minutes of affirmative prayer and intention with Reverend Carolyn and myself. Elevate every Wednesday from 7 to 8:45 p.m. Kelby McNair, band leader and part of the Elevate Trio. He is with us along with Peter Dowse and Pablo Cardenas every single Wednesday. This coming Friday, if you haven't already got your tickets, I know some people do. Who has their tickets so far? Thank you. All right, there's a whole lot of hands that could still go up. So if you don't have your tickets yet, please get your tickets for this soulful soundscape with Reverend Thomas, who's coming down from Nanaimo with his crystal bowls and his gong, and we're going to either sit or lie in yoga mats if you want to lie on the floor and just be bathed in these beautiful frequencies and sounds as Thomas just loves us up. Okay, so there are still tickets available. You can get them through Zephy.com. There's a poster on the wall with a QR code. There's a poster on the door with a QR code. And there is a notice that was in the newsletter yesterday where you can click on the link and get your tickets. How may I serve? As this community grows, as people get more clear on how they want to participate and that they do indeed belong, there's so many different ways to showcase your talent and your time. There are some clipboards on the Imagine table there with some various committees. If you feel called to serve in that way, please, I invite you to sign up, because there's so many things that require for this community to keep building and evolving, okay? We would love to champion you as we all build community together. And if you have been coming here for a while and feel like this is your spiritual home but haven't committed to being a member, consider becoming a member. There are some forms on the back table there. No pressure, when the time is right. Okay, what can we know for you? If you or someone you know is in need of prayer, you can always email prayers@victoriatruthcenter.org. Today, any prayers that are included in the little prayer box in front of the silver bowl will come into the healing circle. So if you want to put something in that little box, please do so before 12:15. And if you're not already signed up for the newsletter, best way to stay in touch with what is happening and when, the clipboard is on the back table too. Yeah. All right. I'm going to ask everybody to stand. We're going to sing our final tune, Holy, Holy Way. This is the way that we want to show up in life.
So you guys are singing with Kelby. You guys are the red, okay?
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Oh, let me walk each day a little wiser. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
All right, everyone, go ahead and bless your neighbor for the week. All right, come on back. We're going to keep singing and loving in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Oh, let me care for those around the world. Oh, let my steps reveal the path of peace. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love
Thank you for being here for another Celebrate Sunday, Easter Sunday. Every moment is an Easter Sunday. Whether you're here in person, online, we love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. We will see you again next week or for the prayer circle in a few minutes. Thank you.